Hey everybody, questions about the Shungite water bottle, so I want to do this video to help answer them all in kind of one shot. Okay, so here is the Shungite water bottle, and the questions have been like, how do you wash the rocks? How much water does it hold? When do you take it? Everything like that. So I'm just going to explain that right now. The best time to drink the Shungite water is on an empty stomach. And that only makes sense because if I were to say, okay, put water in here, I'd also like you to put in some root beer and some, chewed up nachos or whatever. It definitely wouldn't work. And that's what happens in your stomach too. If your stomach is full of junk, or especially synthetic food, then your stomach is going to be really busy and it's going to have a bunch of meat putrefies after a couple of hours, and so that's a lot to handle. So empty stomach on this. Best time to do it is just before you go to bed. Always best to go to bed on a completely empty stomach. That's just, it's a health basic. Number 2 is in the morning. Drink it as soon as you wake up. First thing in the morning when you wake up. So you pour the water in the top. Water goes in the top, and then just go like that. Give it a rock back and forth so that the water can go back and forth, and you'll see that the bubbles kind of come up and through, and that's just basically soaking the rocks. The rocks are interchanging with the water at this moment because it's all kind of a continuous thing with a barrier right in between the little diffuser. And then once that happens, just let it sit for about 4 hours, and then so that's really great, right? Because you can, like, after you drink it at night, just fill it up, put it back in the fridge if you like it cold, and then in the morning it'll be all charged and ready for you to go. It'll have the entire evening to charge, and then fill it up again. And then if you want to drink it at night, just before you go to bed, then you've had the entire day to charge. So that's the basic use of it. Those of you who would like to have it more often, get 2 of these, and then you can just interchange, and then you'll have the ability to have one charge while the other one is empty. Now, the thing that I found it was really effective. The first immediate effect I found when I started drinking Shungite water is, well, first of all, the taste is very, very slippery. It's a very silky tasting water. Like, it's soft. It's hard to describe that quality that it has. A second thing that happens, like late at night, the most profound effect that I've had for me when I drink it is that typically I wake up maybe about every 3 hours, because I have a small bladder, and I have to, do a trip to the restroom. Second thing is, I've started to get a tiny bit of reflux, and that happens when you get older. I'm 62 years old now, so I'm starting to get a little bit of reflux, and especially when you're in bed and you have a little bit of, an acidic kind of situation going on there, then you feel like you have to grab a Tums or anything like that. And I'm not a fan of antacids because antacids basically neutralize the acid, which then creates an issue for digestion, because when you typically eat your food, the peristalsis is supposed to be pushing the bolus of the food all the way down into your digestive tract. What winds up happening is that these muscles start to maybe get a little bit less effective in pushing the bolus down, especially if you eat really fast or if you eat a lot of grease. Grease has a hard time kind of going down. So what I found is when I took this, 2 things immediately happened. I would not have the reflux. And that was just like, well, wait a minute. I do know that Shungite water is neutral. It's not alkaline. It's not pH low, acidic. It is neutral. So which I didn't understand. There's so many mysterious qualities about this, but that's the first thing that I realized. Second thing is I realized is that I have a longer, more continuous, more restful sleep, at least double that. So maybe waking up 3 hours, waking up in 6 hours, or even longer when I drink this. And when I do wake up in the middle of the night and I drink that, then it's great, because if I wake up and I might be starting to have maybe a little bit of reflux, I'll drink that, neutralizes the reflux, puts me in a restful state, allows me to sleep in a very, very deep, continuous cycle, uninterrupted for the rest of the evening. So, now, cleaning. What you'll notice is after a number of uses, if you take the rocks out, you'll feel that they have kind of an oily, slick feeling to the outside of it. It's colorless, and you won't see it. People have asked, how do I wash the rocks? Well, there's a number of things that you don't do. One is you don't wash it with soaps. Because what happens is these are incredibly porous rock. If you ever pick up shungite stone, you'll notice that they're incredibly light. They're just like, wow, is it hollow or whatever? And that's because of the formation of the buckyballs. The buckyballs are just little soccer balls made out of 60 carbon molecules all stuck together, but of course it's extremely porous. So it'll pick up things inside it. And what we want to do is we want to get it out. Like soaps are really great. The olefin characteristic of soaps is really great for like breaking up oils and things like that, and dissolving lipids. But what it's not great for is it's not great for going in and leaching out whatever impurities that have made their ways inside the depth of the soccer ball. So what I suggest, and what we do before it's shipped out to you, is everything goes through an ultrasonic cleaner. In the early days, before I had my own business actually doing this, we would buy from different sources, and these shungite pieces that I would get would have quite a bit of black dust on it. And the black dust is fine because it's just fullerene powder, but it's not something that you want to ingest. And the reason that is because if you've ever had shungite powder like on your arm, or even if you maybe had the powder and put it in your sink, they do sell granulated powder. You put it in your sink, you'll find it's almost impossible to wash out because these things are like micron size. You don't want to spill powdered shungite on your countertop, on your rock countertop, because honest to God, you'll never be able to get this stuff out. So we remove all of the fullerene powder before it gets to you, whether it's our raw rocks or our type 2s. So we put everything in a ultrasonic cleaner. And the good news is they're really inexpensive, and you can buy them for, I think it's like $60 to $100. They're all really good. And you just put it in for like maybe a 180 second cycle. And what happens is the ultrasonic vibrations actually will shake loose everything, all the impurities that have found their ways into the rocks. And it's just a simple thing to do. So what I do periodically is I'll take my my bracelets, or I have an ECN rock here, I have a raw necklace, also have my mala beads. Everything goes into the ultrasonic cleaner, and it's extremely rewarding. For some reason, it just feels so good to have those things completely clean. People have asked, do I charge them in the moonlight? People have asked if they wear out after time. Shungite does not wear out. Shungite does not need to be recharged under the moonlight because it's a 2 billion year old rock, not of the planet Earth. It came in on a meteor. As you know, what happened was it's a crater lake in Karelia, and it all busted up, and it has the formation of carbon. It's never been seen anywhere on Earth. Also carbon dated to 2 billion years, older than the Earth. So it's extremely inert. And then our deep mine shungite comes from deep in the Earth, which has been in the dark for millennia. And so to think that to take it out and you need to put it in the moon and it'll wear out, none of that is true. But the only thing that you want to do is you do want to shake out all the impurities. You would do that by ultrasonic cleaning. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a little bit more questions answered. Those are all the questions that I can think of: recharging, how to wash it, when to drink it, and that's pretty much it. But truthfully, when you get this, do it on an empty stomach, and you will feel like, wow, this is an amazing, amazing water. So healing, so purifying, so thirst quenching. You really, really love it. Okay, so these are a world exclusive, only at verifiedshungite.com, completely organic materials, bamboo on top, glass, nothing synthetic going on here, and ultrasonically cleansed type 1 deep mine shungite that is there to energize your water. Thanks for listening. Make sure to put your questions in the comments so that I can collect them and maybe do another YouTube. Okay, have a good day. Bye.